The StudentPreneur of the Year 2022 goes to walking away with 100,000 rands dog.
Matimba Mabonda.
Matimba Mabonda from University of Cape Town. Matimba Mabonda.
Thank you for joining us. I'm with a gentleman here, a businessman, Mr. Matimba Mabonda. Sir, welcome and greet the viewers and just give us a bit of a background about yourself, who you are, where you come from, and so that we can get to know you better.
Morning, Dr. T. Thanks for the invite. I'm excited to be having this interview with you. As you've said, my name is Matimba Mabonda. I hail from Guyana and spend most of my time in Gauteng. I am currently completing my master's in chemical engineering. My background is in chemical engineering. I did my undergrad in the same field as well. Entrepreneurship is what I'm passionate about, specifically solving problems. And if you could solve problems and make money whilst at it, then yeah, why not? So that's me in a nutshell.
No, thank you so much, sir. I was actually curious when you spoke about engineering. Usually people who are doing engineering, they are recognized as the smartest in class, earning a lot of money. I want to understand, where did entrepreneurship come from? How did you branch from engineering to entrepreneurship?
So I would think that for me, the chemical engineering background is such that I would think for any engineering discipline or any other discipline for that matter, you are equipped with knowledge that lets you identify yourself in society, and wherever you find yourself, surely there are always problems that can be solved. So I thought to myself that instead of doing the most generic work, I could solve other pressing problems that we have, and due to the skill set that I have, so it comes like naturally, so that's how it fits. So I wouldn't think solving problems or entrepreneurship is only for engineers. I would think from all these departments, your arts, your humanities, your commercial fields as well, we are equipped with skills that we take out into the world, and wherever we go, there are always problems that can be solved. So it's that bold decision to say that, you know what, I'm not going to join the pack. I will decisively choose to solve a specific problem that I find to be immediate around my surroundings. So yeah, I think it's for everyone basically.
No, thank you for that. The good thing is that we are not here for chemical engineering. We are here for you being an entrepreneur. Maybe just to give us a background, how did you get involved in business? Where did it all start?
Okay, so it started on my side. It started from the point of seeing that I've got a skill set that I can apply to the general problems that I see, you know, from the moment I wake up and to the moment I go back to sleep again. So there's quite a lot of problems that you see, and you know that yes, you can solve this. You are equipped, you have the skills. I just confronted myself that, you know what, why don't you try this? You know, keep trying, just see if you can solve this problem. And then you end up realizing that you're not the only one experiencing it. Many people are also going through it. And that's when the whole chain now comes in, where you see where you plan how you can add the money element to it, because a business has to I mean, it all boils down to money at the end of the day. You have to make revenue and whatnot. So I particularly then streamlined my thinking into looking for problems that can generate money at the end of the day. Because I don't want to shy away and say we're solving problems. Yes, we are solving problems, but can it generate revenue? I think it's important to mention that.
No, that's good. And the only difference between you and other students in engineering is that your business is peculiar. Usually, a student sells sweets at school. They sell things there inside the school. Yours is totally different. Can you just give us a background of what your business is all about? What do you do? And how did it start?
So I'll be honest, I also sold sweets at some point. Back in the days. So I think for me, the selection into the problem that I'm solving, as you said, I'm tackling the plastic waste and the need for, because at the moment what's happening is there is a need to switch into renewables, into, you know, there's a transition into the green, you know, the green bubble that we are in now, you know, in light of climate change. So how it started for me is that there were a lot of problems I could have wanted to solve, but then you realize that, okay, and yes, I should also mention that joining incubation hubs where you learn the entrepreneurship models, how to do it right, that's when that helped me to decide what problem to tackle, because at times you're confronted with 1,000 ideas and you don't know which one to start with. So, but then I mean, one of the speakers I can quote, but paraphrase, they said that look for a problem that's pressing in the world, you know, that can make the world to come to a standstill. See if you can tackle that. It should be something pressing and like a pain point to most people or many systems. So that whole process helped me to decide on what problem to choose out of the many. Yeah.
I hear you. And which one did you come up with? I want to get
Yeah, I'm also passionate about such issues regarding sustainability. So I wake up in the morning, wherever I go, plastic pollution, and additionally, my dad is in construction, so I've been with him, you know, going around doing codes with him for clients. He's been building houses, I mean, for as long as I can remember. So with the background that I have, I got to know that, oh yeah, the construction industry is also trying to go green, you know, decarbonization of their processes. So that's how I had an idea of, okay, what can be done? And through research, you know, based on scholarly articles, I mean, there's lots and lots of research out there that's already published, and so that gave me an idea of what can I do. And then that's how I started piloting plus bricks made from plastic and other waste material, like your construction waste, your industrial waste. So that's making it like almost like a green, yeah, it's basically a green product because it's like using waste basically. Yeah, so that's how it came about in a nutshell.
Okay, so you are basically making bricks.
Yes, construction products, but we started, so it's like it's a big pie, but we've broken it into small pieces. So we're starting with bricks because you want to chew one bit at a time, you know. So we're starting with bricks at the moment to, yeah, to get out there and you know, and market and you see, even now we talking, I mean, we didn't meet, we met because of entrepreneurship. So yeah, just to make it nice, we're starting with bricks, keeping it simple, you know, starting with bricks, but we have a whole big plan. But yeah, to make it easy to understand to the next person, make it easy. Okay, we're gonna start with bricks for now, and grow from there.
Yeah, look, before we get into you being the all-rounder winner at the nationals, can you just share about your experience being part of the EDHE from the intervarsity competition perspective? How did that mold you?
Yeah, that was very, because for me, entrepreneurship can be frustrating and lonely. So I always, when I found out about EDHE, I was looking forward to interacting with other entrepreneurs because alone there's a certain way in which you think, but mixed with other people of the same mind, you can bounce off ideas, and you get a sense of what's really happening out there, interact with your peers, you bounce off ideas, and yeah, it adds to the mix, you know, because you may find that what you're doing fits into what a different person is doing, you know, and then there could also be ideas of collaboration on that. So yeah, being part of EDHE has been amazing. It's like a network. It's a whole network of like-minded people, and there can never be, you know, the saying that same, what do they say? Same birds of the same feathers flock together. Yeah. So it gets better. You get a sense of, you get a drive to say, okay, I'm not the only one who's thinking differently. There's quite a lot of us, and it becomes an encouraging ecosystem.
No, thank you so much for that. I want you now to take me through, and maybe just for a quick background for people who don't know EDHE. EDHE is a entrepreneurship in a higher education program where the Department of Higher Education basically create a platform where students with business opportunities can showcase their businesses, and they start with internal rounds, they go to regional, and then after that they compete at the national level. So you were part of the InterVarsity at UCT, and you were part of the winners who went to the regionals. Now take me through that. How was it being at the regionals, the competition? How was your experience?
Yeah, Doc, it was nerve-wracking, I'll be honest,
Is
because
it?
people have got brilliant ideas. I mean,
Yeah.
the amount of ideas I've heard. Yeah, it was overwhelming. Oh no. So the amount of ideas I've heard was just encouraging, you know.
I can
Yeah. So
imagine.
like, yeah, so on the internal rounds, it was also good because you get to see, okay, on campus there are also other entrepreneurs. Then you can start to have conversations and network. And yeah, obviously there had to be winners. So yeah, I happened to make it through the internal round, and then now you test your muscle on the regional round as well, you know, just to, and yeah, I also managed to win through that. So it gives you a sense of the entrepreneurship spirit that's alive, you know, amongst the institutions. And it also gives a sense of hope. You can imagine with the high unemployment rate that's currently plaguing our country. Because I think for me, it's not really about winning. For example, it's that sustainable network, you know, that you can find yourself in. For example, a lot of farming ideas I've had, businesses, because it's something I'm passionate about as well. So it's just, you just find yourself in an ecosystem that's talking about entrepreneurship. So I think that was the biggest win for me, because now I've met people, I won't call them friends, but other entrepreneurs where we can bounce off ideas, talk about this, talk about that. And the other thing I've noticed, the different stages of development. Mine is still an idea. I just have one break. And then you have others that have already advanced, to implementing, making money already. So I can talk to them and say, hey guys, okay, learn from them as to, okay, from this one break, how do I go to that stage of now printing money at the end of the day? Because it's one thing. And also this also helped me to meet other people that have had ideas for so long, so
hear
it
you.
helps me position myself such that I learn from what they did not do right, and try to curb my, try to lower my setbacks,
For a student who's listening and who want to follow your footsteps, what does it take to prepare for the regionals? And mentally, business-wise, what are the things that you could say that the most critical things in order to be competitive?
Okay, so I would say that be as clear and concise as possible. For example, we are talking about breaks for now, but that's not the only thing we want to do. So if your idea or your business is so big, you are selling carrots, you are selling games, you are selling all these many things, keep it easy. Choose one thing, it's okay. Here's the best way to explain it. Going back to the sugar example, to the tea example. Let's say you want to be in the business of selling tea. So and then the scenario is such that you have to make the sugar yourself, the milk yourself, the coffee, and you need to make this. You need to make the cup yourself as well. Okay, well maybe you can outsource the cups, but in any way. So for a business scenario like that, imagine if I needed to explain in 3 minutes about the sugar. I want to make the sugar and the coffee and the a lot of things. So you must now try to segment your, because I've seen, because at the end of the day you have 3 minutes to make sense, or 3 to 5 minutes, so you can't explain everything. Choose one thing, maybe speak about the sugar. Just say, okay, I'm gonna plant sugar cane, process it, and make sugar. Whereas you have a big business idea, you want to sell tea, you're selling tea, but just talk about the sugar. Make it sound, no, actually be as clear as possible. Keep it easy. Don't because I think sometimes people have the perception that if I have a complicated business where I do this and that, then it will make me appealing. And also, I mean, the other advice I would give is that forget about winning the prize or whatever. Just take that out of your mind, but go there with an intention of uh, of understanding what's really happening, because you we are in this. EDHE is there for, I think part of their objectives is also to have, it's also about teaching people about entrepreneurship, So maybe like in my case, for example, stage of development I am at, I've seen other businesses that are at well advanced stages. So I'm already learning and to see how can I get there. So I think going into this with that in mind is a good idea, because at the end of the day it's only 4 or 5 winners, and there's how many students in South Africa? There's so many. So you don't want to find yourself in a position where you're feeling down that you did not win, but going there with the intention of wanting to learn and understand and network. I think that's, for me, that was the biggest win. So I would think, okay, going back into preparation, just keep it easy. Don't explain a lot of things, and that will confuse the judges, or yeah. Just yeah. It's almost like, can you explain your business to a 5-year-old and they understand what you're doing? So something of that nature.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear
because for other concepts, it's not everyone that's for example, it's not everyone that's in construction. So if I go there, I start talking about the jargon that's used in construction, you're not going to understand. But I know that we all live in houses. So if I go there, speak about a house, okay, we can all relate. So I take you from your point of general knowledge, like on the general layout of what can people relate? Can a 5-year-old understand what I'm trying to say? Things like that.
I hear you. I hear you. And obviously, I want to get into the D-Day where you won the big prize. But before I get into that, I want you just to take me. Let's say somebody has passed the regional and they're now going to
The final.
the final. What happened in preparation between the final and the day that you are making your presentation? Are you guys taken through how to go about presenting? What preparation goes through that?
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that question. So EDHE is so amazing that they, after winning the regional rounds, there is mentorship that we receive so what happened is after the regional, prior to the finals, we had mentorship happening there, presenting to judges, mock judging, and then them giving you tips, where can you improve. So that also helped,
Wow,
because you yeah,
wow.
that also helped. So you don't just finish
Appear
regional
on
then
the
off
day.
yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there is help available, and
Wow,
yeah, there is help available.
wow. Yeah, so take me now through the D-Day, the day when you got the prize. We came there the day before you guys presented,
Yeah,
and there was a second day now, which was the prize giving. And you were what was the category that you were in?
innovative business ideas.
Yeah, and now tell me about that day when Sandile went there in the front and he's about to announce, and you are now remembering all the people who presented. Were you sitting there remembering all the people who thought, hey, this one is a big competition? Yeah, if they can give them number 2 or number 3, I know I've won. What was going on in your
No,
mind before you get to hear your
no,
name?
I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah,
Shortly after the first day, obviously you start making friends now with the other
yeah,
presenters because we are now loose. In
yeah,
the night, we're busy having a frank, honest conversation, on
yeah,
how we think businesses should, whatever. But
yeah,
in my mind, believe it or not, my approach has always been that, because I know once you start stressing about winning, you
yeah.
miss out on the whole thing. So my point, I always take winning out of the mind. I just want to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
by so doing, it helps me focus on the main, on the main event, learning about what other people are doing, and because those things are the things I can apply on my business. So my approach was that, okay, you have an idea, there are existing businesses, go learn and see how did they move from ideation to now be called existing businesses. So because that has been so hard for me. It's so hard to make
I
money,
hear
is
you.
hard to, yeah. So I didn't worry about whether I win or not. No, I'll be so
If,
to me it was
even
just
even on the day of the prize.
no, because look,
Yeah.
people were brilliant there. I'm not sure if I think you did manage to listen to the previous. I mean, businesses, the farming guys, I was blown, eh? The tech guys as well. So everything was just so brilliant. I mean, it's nationals. Everyone came blazing, came like the farming space. I didn't know about microorganisms, for example, the that you can. I know the normal spinach, for example, with the big leaves, but I didn't know you can have this small spinach, micro spinach, and you grow in house, and then you have it within 7 days or 10 days. So And it's things like that that I wish I still remember, things that I could resonate with. And as many of the presenters were speaking, I was picking up on how, because I would look for points I would look for points of how can I move from this one break now to to implement, have a pilot project and things like that. So those are the things I was going for, because you go into, as an engineer, you go into class, you have other people talking about maybe jobs or engineering related. It's not boring, it's fine, but being in the space of entrepreneurs, people that are already implementing, that is what that's what really makes me, that's where I learn basically. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. And so
Yeah.
what happened then, and how did you feel now when your name was called for winning that category? And
Yo. No, hey, dog,
holding
when my
that
name
check
was,
there in front.
yeah, the feeling was amazing. I don't want to lie. And this, to some extent, validates what you're doing. That, okay, you won the internal round, you won the regional, you won the national finals. So it kind of, because entrepreneurship at times, you just have these doubts. You're not sure what you're doing is right or wrong or what. And but it sort of validates you that, okay, you know what? Even strangers that you haven't met, I mean, I haven't met any of the judges, you tell them for the first time what you're doing, and they're like, yeah, thumbs up, this. So it gives this validation to an extent that, okay, this can work. It's encouraging. So for me, that was like, okay, because I've been having these doubts and I'm not sure whether this will work or not. But yeah, when a stranger, someone you don't know, says, yeah, you know what, because they don't have any basis to judge you on, so they just listen to what you're giving, and it's objective to an extent. So it was amazing. It was, yeah, it was good.
So you won your category, and when you're sitting down, were you like, okay, now I won this one, maybe I can go for the big one, or you're like, okay, no, at least even if I don't win, this one will be fine.
Yeah. I was like, honestly, yeah. I was like, at least, okay, I've won. Okay, at least I've won my category. But now, when they announced, I couldn't understand. I'm like, how, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was just crazy.
So when they call you now your name for the second time now,
Second time.
for the overall winner, I mean, that room was crazy.
Yeah.
How was it? What was going on in your mind? Because that room went crazy at that time.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was overwhelming.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
because I hadn't expected it. I'll be honest. I hadn't. I think it's because me and my team have been working alone for so long that, yeah, we do go talk to potential clients, just to hear what they think. Would they like this? But we didn't think our product is that good enough. And
No, it
especially
was
after
good.
here.
It was good. I mean, we
Yes,
were impressed.
yeah. Thanks, Doc. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we you're just busy working with the thing. So when they, yeah, now I'm reliving the moment. It's
Wow.
yeah, it was amazing, Doc.
Wow.
It was brilliant.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's a feeling I would want for everybody to, but like I said, we making it to the nationals, you're already a winner. Even making it to your internal round, you are already a winner because you took the bold step. The most difficult thing is to stand in front of people and talk about what you're doing, because
I hear
it,
you.
it shows, yeah, it shows a level of belief that, okay, with what you're doing, I believe this can work. And having that is a big thing, because I sit around with most of my friends. They're brilliant people. They will tell you 1,000 ideas, brilliant. Then we obviously narrow it down and do this and that. But when it comes to implementing, standing and saying, talking, then problems start there. So that step is so hard. So I would think that for all the people, it doesn't have to, yeah, aim the prize, aim to win, it's good, but focus on, okay, looking at myself before and after EDHE, I see a lot of growth in what I've learned. So those are the things I'm taking myself with, because it's it's knowledge or it's experience. So, you know, and yeah, because I mean, like I said, so many students, a few prizes. So you don't want to be stressing about a few prizes. Learn, go there with an attitude of learning. You never know who could be in a room interested in what you're doing. You may not
I
win
hear
the
you.
prize.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
you
I hear
win a
you.
contract, and that's even better. You know, you win a
Yeah.
contract to supply ABC, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, congrats,
So
man. I mean, for those who
yeah,
don't know, you are actually the overall winner for
yeah,
entrepreneurship in higher education. So basically, you beat all the students or student entrepreneurs in all the universities in the entire SA. So you
yeah,
walked with two checks. The one for your
yeah,
category about 25,000,
yeah, 20,
and
yeah.
the overall winner got 100. So you walked away with about 125,000.
Yes, doc, yeah,
Wow,
120, yeah,
wow, wow,
120,
wow,
yeah.
wow,
So
wow,
yeah,
wow.
so and then that's gonna help move our business to more to like a small pilot, you know. So yeah, we're looking forward to using the funds for that because yeah, and then hopefully with the mentorship that we're gonna receive, because at times I've realized I've now learned you can not never know it all. So it always helps to have mentors or people that have, I mean, even if it's not mentors, but the other entrepreneurs, some whom didn't win but are already in the implementation stage. It's people I can chat to. Hi guys, how do you know, like a particular person, how did you do ABCD? Because that person is already past the stage I'm about to enter, so I can learn from that and fail better, you know, because there will always be hurdles as I move along, but there are things I can avoid by not thinking I've now know how to do business. No, yeah, there's still like a lot of room for learning
I hear
and
you.
yeah, and
I hear
solving
you.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. So, what can you say to other students? Maybe they'll just start to hear about AD on this video. Others they've just joined AD now. They are part of the different institutes. What can you tell them or share about AD and the opportunities that AD provide to student entrepreneurs?
Okay. So I would think that for anybody that's that doesn't know about AD or have heard about AD is that be, especially on a student level, if you, whether you have an idea or an existing business, I would think it's worth participating, especially on the InterVarsity challenge, because it's a platform to be for a student, I would think, because there's lots and lots of opportunities that could come by. I mean, even by networking. You see, the class of 2023 is currently working in silos. There are entrepreneurs in University of Limpopo, University of Johannesburg, University of Venda, I can name them all, University of Cape Town. But then this creates an ecosystem that makes people to be in touch with each other. I mean, I had entrepreneurs in my university, which I didn't know, but through EDHE, you get to know, oh, these are the people that are, these are the other fellow entrepreneur students on campus, you know. Same applies with the regional round, etc. So I would think it presents an opportunity or a platform for networking with other entrepreneurs, and you get to be awake and see what's out there, what's happening. And there can never be a better feeling than being associated with people that think the same way as you do, you know. So it's that platform, and there's also many other opportunities. They also have relations for, they have I want to say this right, they have relationships with other institutions beyond our borders, for example, so, and other mini organizations. So it becomes a healthy ecosystem for entrepreneurs, you know, student entrepreneurs.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
And you are right. I mean, when you speak about other opportunities, as we come to the conclusion, your journey did not end at the final last year. I was with you about 2 weeks ago. You were called again by EDHE to be part of the entrepreneurs in South Africa within higher education. to also compete. Just share a bit about that. What was it all about? I was part
Yeah.
of it, but those who are watching might not know. They might have think you've got 125, it ended there, but many have happened.
Yeah.
What happened 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, thanks, Doc. So this one was very, this was the big, I think this was a good way to start 2023. So this one was, it's a, how do I say it? It was a pitching contest.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a pitching contest with other African startups, specifically in Rwanda, Nigeria, South Africa. Did I miss another country?
I can't remember
Nigeria.
others. Yes.
Yeah,
South Africa
Nigeria was
there
there,
as well.
Rwanda was there, and South Africa. I think it was only, yeah, these three countries. So yeah, we were pitching our startups, and the prize was a trip to Switzerland for further networking. And yeah, we won that again. So we're now hitting the international stage.
Wow.
So it's a good feeling. We're looking forward to. So at this stage, between now and then, we're busy planning to strategize to maximize, because we don't want to go on a holiday. We want to make this as impactful as possible for our startup, you know. So you see, there's the goodness of being part of EDHE. There's like a lot of opportunities that can come by. So it's something we're looking forward to this year. So we're starting on a high note, basically. So
wow. And what opportunities has that platform open for you? Because I know you'll be flying, but I want you to say to yourself, where will you be going and what will you be doing?
yeah. Okay, so Lolagreen will be going to Switzerland and as we've gotten to know recently, they're number one in innovation, and so they think, well, the panel that was there that day thinks that our product could have a market fit in their, well, I also think that our product has a market fit in their country because they also produce plastic waste, you know. So it's something that can be turned into sustainable construction products on their end, because what they're doing now, mostly they incinerating it, like burning it as fuel. And looking at your life cycle assessments, it can be better to recycle it, you know. But it's calculations we're still doing to firm up, because we work on scientific backing. We don't want to be talking, yeah. So, but basically, life cycle assessments are showing that it can be better to recycle than to burn plastics, for example. So there is like a market fit in there. It just needs to be planned carefully, and yeah, it's what we're working on now. So basically, that's our plan now. We want to plan such that we also don't try to move too fast or too slow. So we want to go the right pace, which is difficult to know because you can never know what pace to move at, basically. So, but yeah, we're hoping to find all those answers before we go, so that we just don't go on a holiday. We come back with business or something.
I get you.
Yeah.
No, even if it's a holiday, it's not a problem when you've got 125,000 in your pocket. Yeah. No, Matimba, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate your time, and what you have shared is very inspiring. There might be many there watching who also want to follow those footsteps of being an entrepreneur. Any last words to upcoming entrepreneurs, those who are watching, who want to follow your footsteps?
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Doc, for the interview as well. I appreciate it. So the first thing I would first advise, actually, I would just say one thing, because I know when someone speaks a lot, you don't remember everything. So one thing is, as an engineer, for example, I know how systems work and etc. and etc. But a business model and engineering are not the same. I would think that it can be argued that but they're not the same. I would think they're not the same. So I would say go out there and learn. There's a lot of incubation hubs that teach about how to do a business model, how to pitch, how to all that. So from your generic study, you're not going to get that. Well, there can be entrepreneurship courses within your field. Maybe you can be lucky to have that, but if you don't have, there are incubation hubs, that you can learn from. And I mean, a platform like EDHE is a good one to also learn, because it's not only about pitching, there's also an element of inspiring entrepreneurship within students. So yeah, so it's be part of those. And then lastly, if you want to follow our journey on Facebook, where there's Lolagreen, LinkedIn Lolagreen, Twitter at Lolagreenza, same applies with Instagram at Lolagreenza. So yeah, but I would think invest some time in learning. I also did the National Youth Development Agency training. It's like a week's training where you learn. You learn about. So I never left anything to chance, because we failed so much before, and I never understood, how do you fail as an engineer? How does it happen? And but then after learning, I realized that the approach is different. You're not solving when you're doing business. Yes, there can be technicalities there, but it's not a technical problem. It is part and parcel, but there's like a model. Where do you get your raw materials? Whom do you sell to? When to do, what step to do first before you waste money and say that you lost so much money, this business didn't work. Those are places where those are the things we've gone through before. But had we known, learn first, join incubation hubs, you will save yourself a lot of heartache. I think.
No, thank you so much. And I will put the links for the company as well below this video.
Oh yeah.
Those who want to follow you and follow your company, the link will be below.
Yeah.
And then I'll put also the Instagram. And do you have a website which they can check out?
We are still building that. We are still building that. But okay. we wanted to build as soon as we've now gotten a few projects. But we're working on that now.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, man, and all the best when we are there in Switzerland. Remember us, bring us some nice tea there, and enjoy yourself, and all the best with the business. I'll be looking forward to see you one day on the news talking about how it is to be on a business.
Thanks, Doc, for the well wishes. Thanks, and I will keep in touch. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.